Hello, we're at Cantina Antonio Caggiano in Torrasi in Campania, a famous Torrasi Aglianico maker. And we're in southern Italy in Campania, and you wouldn't believe it by the mountain views. It looks more like we're in northern Italy, but this is where that microclimate makes beautiful Aglianico, late ripening, and I think he makes one of the best Torrasis in all of Campania. And you should really try these and wait till you get a look at this place. It's really unbelievable. Here's the mountain views and some of the old winery buildings that were replaced by these new modern cantina. We're inside the cellars of Antonio Caggiano, and from the looks of things, yeah, you see some wine, but you see a ton of photographs. And Antonio Caggiano is an avid photographer, and you'll see all these pictures. A lot of them are his and with special people. And then he did the festival in Orvieto, kind of the Carnivale, and those are those pictures hanging in the window. The guy is truly passionate about winemaking, about photography, about art. And when you drink his wines, you can really feel that. And he was telling me about this that day that I was there at Antonio Caggiano. The cellars of Antonio Caggiano. This place is really unique. You have to remember in the 1980s, everything in this area was ruined by that massive earthquake. So they've put these cellars 50 meters below the ground, over 150 feet. Part of these are the old cellars, but part of these are the new cellars. And you'll see when I go through here, there's core drilled columns that hold this place and this cellar in place just in case there's another earthquake. Here he has all these wines, and you see that artistic impression of Caggiano in everything he does. The bottles, the lighting, his old wines. I mean, it's truly spectacular. It's not only a cellar, it's a work of art. Everywhere he has these old sinks and artifacts of the ancient. These bottles are bottles that he's labeled for testing to see how his wines age so he can drink them as time goes on. A pretty unique perspective on wine and how his wines age. This is some of the great Torrasi of 1994 vintage. Here's a little, another part of his cellar, some of the oak aging down deep in the cellar. And again, he has the bottles separated by year throughout the cellars. This is Mark and I going down to the next level, and you can see the oak barrique aging barrels deep in the cellar. Very, very interesting. You know, a beautiful environment with a natural spring. Really, the art of winemaking and how and why his wines are so good and so much different than other people's. He's taken it to another level. He cares about every aspect of the winemaking, including the cellaring. And it's obvious when you walk through a place like this. This kind of place just doesn't happen. It's part the man, the myth, and the legend. Okay, the most important part of winemaking is really the end and how you get it into the bottle. So, although this is very kind of old school, the bottling line is very, very modern because that final step of making sure that everything's pure and precise to ensure that what goes in the bottle stays there in the exact way that it was put is very important to Caggiano. Now we're going into a new part of the cellar. And you can see here, these are cement walls that are built all the way down. And they go another 20 meters below the ground to ensure that an earthquake doesn't ruin this place. These are the fermentation vessels, all stainless steel. And this is pretty unique. These are the core drilled cement columns that go down 20 meters further than this. Now we're 50 meters below the ground. You can see them along. The best part of the day is when you get to eat and drink the wine with the food of the land. Antonio Caggiano took us to his friends, Il Rifugio del Barone, for lunch. And Mark and Caggiano spoke intimately.
Io quando andarono a studiare i ragazzi a Napoli, sì, tutti e due laureati in architettura, comprai un appartamento a Via Duomi, ho cercato sempre di farli stare bene per farli vendere bene. Sì, sì. Come si chiama? Dove sta la grande delinquenza.
Sì, sì, sì. Senti, io sono andato a Napoli la prima volta nel 92 perché...
Thank you for coming with us to Cantina Antonio Caggiano.